And now guess what? I just got to let that chain hang low. And then we're going to knock out the Sobble. That's it. Do your chain hang low, Dhelmise. What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim at Full Grip Games. Grass-type decks really are on the upswing lately in the Pokemon TCG, with less and less fire decks seeing play and Welder rotating out of standard format soon. I think that the future is super bright for grass-type Pokemon. Rillaboom has been paired with Dhelmise VMAX lately, and this list has been seeing a lot of success. Got top 16 at the Sunday Open, and I'm stoked to show it off, so let's get right to it. The deck we have here belongs to Pokemon trading card game online player Supergag, who used it to finish in the top 16 of the Sunday Open. So big congrats to Supergag for a job well done and an awesome deck. The idea of this list is to use Rillaboom from Sword and Shield base set with its Voltage Beat ability to accelerate grass energy from the deck to your Pokemon. We can set up Rillaboom as early as the first turn of the game, going second thanks to Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor GX and its Super Growth attack, which instantly evolves up one of your benched grass type Pokemon. And then Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor also has two great attacks. Calming Hurricane does 150 damage for 3 energy and heals 30 damage from your Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor, and then Tropical Hour GX 200 for 3, and if you have 6 energy on it, you get to shuffle all of your opponent's energy back into the deck. Now, Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor is going to be rotating out of standard format soon. I think that this deck can very much survive post-rotation. Just going to have to start running some rare candies since we can't use Super Growth anymore in standard format. And we still have Dhelmise VMAX, which is an awesome Pokemon VMAX. 330 hit points and 2 great attacks. Swinging Chain does 30 damage times the amount of grass energy attached to Dhelmise VMAX to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So it could be a bench Pokemon. If you have 3 grass energy on your Dhelmise VMAX, you could do 90 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. If you have 6 energy on your Dhelmise VMAX, that's 180 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Enough damage to knock out a Crobat V or an Eldegoss V or something like that, or even to just finish off a damaged Pokemon VMAX. And then Max Anchor for 2 grass and a colorless does a massive 240 damage, with the drawback being you can't use Max Anchor during your next turn. So Dhelmise VMAX is very often going to use Max Anchor and then Swinging Chain and then Max Anchor again, since it can't use Max Anchor back-to-back turns. This list also plays a Zarude V from Vivid Voltage with the Jungle Rising attack. For 2 grass energy, does 100 damage, and you can attach up to 2 basic energy cards from your hand to your bench Pokemon and heal all damage from those Pokemon when you do. This is great against Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, which tries to spread damage on your big Pokemon. Zarude can not only accelerate energy, but also heal those Pokemon completely. So I really like Zarude in this deck, and I think that Zarude is going to get a lot better in this grass deck when Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor rotates out of standard, since we're not going to be getting the turn 1 Rillaboom at all after Super Growth is gone. So Zarude could be a nice option to get energy into play while we slowly set up our Rillaboom in the background. This list is really cool because it plays 4 Tag Call and 2 Guzma and Hala. I know I'm usually a Guzma and Hala hater, but Guzma and Hala is the exact supporter that you want to see while you're setting up on the first turn of the game in this deck. Guzma and Hala gets you a energy card and a stadium card and a tool card. Usually you just want to go get yourself a Path to the Peak or a Turffield Stadium. You can get Capture Energy, which gets you your Grookey out of the deck, and you can get yourself an Air Balloon to retreat whoever's in the active position so that you can get that Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor into the active. Tag Call really searches this whole combo out, can get you a Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor as well as a Guzma and Hala, and with those 2 cards, you can almost always get the turn 1 Super Growth into a Rillaboom. So a very consistent list with 4 Tag Call and 2 Guzma and Hala. This deck is a ton of fun to play, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Let me know, what do you think of Dhelmise VMAX featuring Rillaboom in the comments below. Absolutely insano deck. We've got the Grookmeister in the active spots. Escape Rope in the hands. Path to the Peak, I'm not worried about that. I play Path to the Peak as well. I do think that Dhelmise VMAX, you're in trouble. I think that Dhelmise VMAX is potentially one of the strongest. It's probably the strongest grass-type Pokemon VMAX, that's for sure. I guess I'm going for the turn 1 Guzma and Hala, aren't I? I guess so. You know, it pains me to say it, but I think I'm using Guzma and Hala this turn. Yeah, we'll Guzma and Hala. And I'm going to discard Cynthia and Caitlin and the Pokemon catcher. I think that's fine. And we've got Big Charm, Capture Energy, and a Path to the Peak. Now we've got the Air Balloon, Capture Energy. Go get your boy Dhelmise V. Look at us now. Really setting up the dream over here. Retreat, got the escape rope for next turn if I want it. And we go Super Growth. And spring right into that Rillaboomer. Do we want the gold one or the shiny one? Gold. Thank you, Jackal, for the raid of 8. What's up, Jackal OTD? How you doing? Thanks for the raid. Hopefully you're having an awesome day. Well, you know, that's fine. I had all trainers in my hand, so it almost can't get worse. But also, if I do get Horror House this turn, I can still just swing in with Calming Hurricane. Because I can accelerate from the board right now. So that Gengar and Mimikyu just doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, the Grass Energy, Poltergeist, totally fine. Now, the question is, will a Rillaboom deck be able to survive post-rotation? I think so. Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor, obviously incredible for the deck. But you could just set up the old-fashioned way, too. You definitely could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. They're not knocking me out with the Poltergeist. We're chilling. They're going to bump their own stadium. That's fine. I got more paths where that came from. I do love that this deck really functions well with Path to the Peak. I think that that's phenomenal, right? I also love that we play Zarude. You can use the Jungle Rising attack to heal our boys. Keep them nice and healthy. Unfortunately, this list does not play any Mew from Unbroken Bonds. This list has a different way of dealing with the spread damage. You can use Zarude and heal your guys. So it's a little bit different. I think that Zarude is kind of filling that role. That's too few. Unfortunate that they got the Poltergeist knockout, but I've got Path and I've got Return Knockout for 3 prize cards on the Gengar and Mimikyu Tag Team GX. So I'm not terribly concerned. We gonna be all right. Let's put the gigantic charm on that thing. Yeah, you. And then I don't have a lot of targets for tag call in this deck. Looking, we do play a Crobat V. Okay, so I could Crobat V to draw some more cards, which seems fine. There's a Dedenne in the deck as well. Okay, and a Crobat. Cool. So I think we're probably data changing. I could keep the Mallow. I did just, yeah, we'll Crobat V. I like that. Okay, we'll Crobat V instead. Okay, so we're gonna quick ball away this and see about drawing into some cards with Crobats. And then we find Marnie, which I like. I think we Ordinary Rod, probably the Grookey and the Thwackey back into the deck. And then I still have the 1 Rillaboom left in the list. And we slap down Path and Marnie. And hope to draw into a Grookster. We did not. But I do have an energy to attach, which is still good. And then you attach them to 2 basic energy cards from your hand to your bench Pokemon anyway. Like, so I can still operate with Zarude, which is pretty cool, by accelerating energy into play with Zarude. So I think that that's probably going to be my go-to play. And then we've got Calming Hurricane for knockout and 3 prizes, which is busted. So we're hoping that maybe my opponent does not have a way to counter this Path to the Peak. If they just get Marnied, right, with Path in play, they don't have a single Shadow Rider in play yet. And no way to draw more cards on the board. They are down, I think, 1 Marshadow already, unless they rotted it back in. So they do have the Fog Crystal to get the Marshadow to bump my stadium. That Marshadow is going to be rotating out of standard format, though. So it's going to be fine. They won't always have Marshadow available, right? Looks like Alcremie making its way into the active position. 2 Shadow Riders, but all right, research looking for maybe an adornment to load up the board with Alcremie VMAX. I do think that Alcremie VMAX is the best partner for Shadow Rider. Just Gengar and Mimikyu with Alcremie VMAX. I think that that's the best bet. And we're seeing a lot of the lists lean towards Alcremie. At first, everybody was like Mewtwo and Mew, Trev Dustnor. Nah, bro. Alcremie. It's been Alcremie the whole time. Just saying. Just gonna put that tidbit out there. It's all Alcremie all day these days, isn't it? Well, yes. Now, let's see. We got Tag Call. I don't think I actually have any Tag Pokemon left in the deck. Guzman Hala. It's stamped to 5. All right, let's take a look at Tag Call. I don't think I have anything in the deck. No Pokemon anyways. So I can't Pokemon Communication. It's like a stamp. I need to take 3 more prizes. So I don't want a boss game. I think I would prefer to just have game. Well, unless that Marshadow bumps itself, right? Yeah. I could have a win with boss next turn. That's fine. I think I am going to research just to see if I can't find a Grookey or something. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to play the stadium down, because then they can just remove their guy. Oh, have I already GX'd? Oh, I can't GX. That's super sick. We'll just super growth then. Get our Rillaboom into play. I think that's fine. And then see what they do this next turn. Can't GX. You need 3 grass energy to GX. So I'm fine with where we're at here. We start powering up this Dhelmise. Basically just have to 2-hit KO the Shadow Rider in order to win. I could have used Boss that last turn and like softened up Alcremie potentially. I think I do have to worry about a potential 1-hit KO, right? Because that's 5 energy, so that's 300 damage to knock out my Rowlet and Alolan Executor. That is discarding all energy from play, though. And then I can stamp to 2 and see what it do. That Marshadow is very tough for my Path. Not going to allow that to stick. Yeah, 6 energy in play, so they are going to have to discard all but 1 energy. This is one of the reasons the Alcremie is so good, because with 6 energy, you're doing so much more. I mean, Shadow Rider's only doing 180 damage with 6 energy, 190 damage, but Alcremie VMAX is doing 360 damage. So the difference is night and day. The Alcremie just allows you to do more damage with less energy, which is the whole point. So if they don't have switch, they're in a bad spot. Yeah, they got 2 switch down, 1 air balloon. So they have to data change the hand. They have to go for it. Only 7 cards left in deck, 5 prizes. They very well could have that switch card not available to them. 3 bosses orders in the discard pile. Digging even further, they only have 5 cards left in deck. They probably have 1 switch card in the deck. Training Core, I believe they've already attached. Yep. They ain't got it. So now they're in a really bad spot because they didn't have the switch cards that they needed in order to get themselves the win. So I could data change Marnie. I know they don't have the switch in their hand. I could just Mallow and Lana and take the knockout with Max Anchor. But then I need to find... Yeah, let's data change. Okay. Wonder what my boss situation is looking like, because I don't have boss available to me. But I could Tropical Hour GX next turn. It's a possibility. We'll put that there. I guess Swinging Chain, I could just do 90 damage to that thing. I like that. Yeah. But then, if they knock out my guy... Right, so I could go Swinging Chain. We're doing 90 damage. Knock out the Marshadow. Put the path down. Right? Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's like a neat play, at least. I could also... You think they play how many switch cards in this deck? They've got 2 switch. They probably are copying the list on Limitless and have 2 switch and 3 balloon. In which case, I could probably just bind down until they deck out. But I'm not going to worry about doing that. I'm going to go and just do the Swinging Chain and knock that out. But I do think that I could potentially use bind down. Right? I think that that's like another win condition for me. Is actually just deck them out with bind down. Because they've got 2 switch in the discard pile. And they're probably running the 2 switch 3 air balloon. That's been pretty popular lately. They could be 3 switch 2 air balloon. Then I could get punished. But I do know that they are having a hard time finding that energy. Right? They pretty much have to discard all the energy in their deck. Right? Yeah, all their energy in play in order to knock out my guy. So now I'm just like, okay, I'm big chillin'. They've got no energy in play. Not even on Alcremie. It's totally fine. I would like to find that reset stamp to stamp them back down, but it's all good. Boss's Orders does win me the game. There it is. Yep. I knew that there was the other boss still in the deck. We were looking for it. And we go for the Tropical Hour GX, and that is GG's. Love yellow. GG's. Well played. Well played. Playing against an Ice Rider Calrex VMAX deck. We do have the turn 1 Boomer, so long as my other Thwacky and Rillaboom are in the deck. We've got Guzma and Hala, which I did just admit last game is admittedly a pretty good starter supporter for this deck, but actually kind of useless in this opening hand. There's not really anything that I need to grab, is there? It's not great. But since this is a Ice Rider deck featuring Crobat, apparently, Ordinary Rod, not useful. We've already got the capture energy, right? So let's take a look at the deck and see. There's another Grookey. Is there another Thwacky? And another... There is. All my Rillabooms are in the deck. Hey, thanks, Gabe, for the sub and the 11 months. I appreciate it, Gabe. Hopefully you're doing well. Yo, big thank you. Gabriel Smarts. Gabe, you've been streaming a little bit too, right? I was gonna say, if you haven't already check out Gabe's channel. Pretty sure Gabe does some streaming. You guys trying to go for the double boomer play? Yeah, let's get the double boomer play going on. Yeah, 2 booms. Search your deck for a stadium card. That's all I want. That sounds great. I'm not gonna discard. Just get me the stadium. I'll get that. Very nice. And you know what? Having Shaman as a pivot's not the worst thing in the world. That's cool. We'll bench it. Super growth. And then we're going in to set up boomer number 1. And then I've got Thwackster in hand, ready to go for next turn. And then next turn, the turn after next, we've got the turf field for boomer number 2. Once boomer number 2 is in play, just think of how many energy we're going to put into play with Voltage Beat. It's going to be gnarly. The Big Charm, thankfully getting my Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor out of harm's way, because this Ice Rider deck could be playing Leon, and they could go in and swing for 280 damage turn 2. That would really be messing with my vibes if they did that. So the Big Charm definitely doing us a solid and keeping that Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor safe. Thankfully, my opponent played Marnie to give me a fresh hand of 4. That previous hand was not looking super good. So I rock with this. That's fine. I am curious as to whether or not this deck is playing the Quick Shooting Inteleon. A lot of the Ice Rider builds that I've seen are just playing the regular Inteleon from Sword and Shield. But Quick Shooting Inteleon can also make the difference on some math. Most definitely. Path to the Peak, that's cool. I play that too. Yeah, 2 of us can play this path game. No abilities. Mallow and Lana, you're going to be really upset. Check this out. Shaman Prism Star. I was talking some serious smack on Shaman Prism Star just moments ago. But now Shaman Prism Star about to come in clutch, because I can just pivot to it. I could also Flower Storm. That doesn't seem ideal, so I'm not going to Flower Storm. Cynthia and Caitlyn, nah, we're just going to Mallow and Lana this damage off. Most definitely. So let's do Voltage Beat. Accelerate those energy to your boy, Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor. Then we want to Mallow and Lana, probably the Escape Rope. And that Grass energy. Shaman, Free Retreat. You know, can't knock it. It is doing its job well. Thank you, Nick, for the Prime sub in the 4 months. Let's go. And then I'm thinking that, yeah, we just want that. The Tropical Hour GX is not as important. I could put the energy on the Shaman, because Tropical Hour GX, where I mean, it's important because it takes the knockout, so I'll have to use it. That's fine. We'll just attach the energy and use Calming Hurricane first. And then next turn, we go Tropical Hour GX, but I won't use it for full effect because the full effect of Tropical Hour GX doesn't matter at all in this matchup. It is just, yeah, it doesn't really matter. This deck can accelerate energy, only takes 2 energy to attack, which is not a big deal. I think I would rather, yeah, it keeps energy out of the discard pile, that's true, but I think I would rather attach those energies somewhere else. Like, hopefully get my hands on a Dhelmise V, and then accelerate energy onto the Dhelmise, Instead, looks like my boomer's going down. No. Let go my boomer. Why are they always trying to knock out? Why are they always trying to knock out my boomer, dude? Like, what's up with that? What gives? Everybody's always gusting up and knocking out my Rilla-Boomer. All day. Yeah, I'd like to draw some cards. Let's do it. Take the Mallow and Lana back. Let's go. Let's go. Nothing like a perfect draw off the Cynthia and Caitlin. Love to see it. All right, we're coming in with the Tropical Hour GX. 200 damage. Thwackster, look at him. This is his ready position. Ready to evolve into Boomer number 2. Next turn, we're going to take 3 prize cards. Wow, half of the game's prize cards in a single knockout. Would you just look at it? The game's halfway over. Yeah, just like that. The blink of an eye. 3 prize cards. Here comes the Melanie, accelerating energy onto the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. Now, will my opponent be able to deal with my 300 hit point Pokemon that gives up 3 prize cards? That is the question. If not, I have got Boomer coming into play next turn. All I have to do is knock out one more of these 3 prize guys and I win the game. We appear to be winning the race at this point. 3 prizes to 5. Everything feels good. Looks good. If they don't have the Tool Scrappy and the Leon, they can't play Leon. They just played Melanie. So yeah, they're definitely not taking a knockout. I've got double Quick Ball in my hand too. Which means I can maybe go get one of those Swing and Chain boys out of the deck. That'd be great. Ah, the Pierce. And an attachment to Inteleon. You really hate to see that. Dhelmise ready to rock and roll. Let's see, we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Wow, maybe Shaman's going to do it. I think Shaman can just barely do it. No way. The Shaman. Listen, bud, you're really outdoing yourself. The Shaman can just barely get there, but it's going to get there. The math is flawless. Let's Quick Ball away the Quick Ball. Yeah. And get Crobats. Play the Crobat. I don't really feel like discarding, you know, those cards. And then we're going to Mallow and Lana. Here we go. Get rid of the Reset Stamp. Not playing that. And get rid of the Tag Call. That's cool. Get rid of those guys. See ya. Shaman. Batter up. Flower Storm for 210 damage. I take back everything that I said about you, Shaman. That was wonderful. You really proved your spot there, Shaman. You really earned your keep there, bud. Look at you. 210 damage. Perfect knockouts. And I'm only promoting a 1 prize Pokemon, meaning that my opponent still has 3 knockouts to take in order to win the game. Let's go, Shaman. And you've got Free Retreat. Wow. This Shaman really did some incredible work this game. Free Retreat for Mallow and Lana plays. Flower Storm for the perfect knockouts. And now guess what? I just got to let that chain hang low. And then we're going to knock out the Sobble. That's it. Going to go in with a Swing and Chain. And that's going to be GG's. Do your chain hang low, Dhelmise. Do it wobble to and fro. Can you tie it in a knot? Can you tie it in a bow? Do it shine in the lights. Do it wobble to the flow. that's so sick. GG's.
Dhelmise VMAX has definitely outdone my expectations, and I think that Dhelmise VMAX is going to be a fantastic partner for Rillaboom post-rotation on September 10th. Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell, and check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/TrickieJim, where I stream live Pokemon trading card game content every single weekday. Y'all have a busted day. Peace.